Yeah, once again, Tonton's Dragonair looks super good. What's the hardest answer to it? Like, G-Fisk? Dragonair wins the twos. Medi, fairly neutral. So I expect a lot of Dragonair from Tonton. Here we go. All right. Nezabethan versus TontonBateusse in the grand finals of the largest Pokemon Go tournament to date. As we see Medicham versus Shadow Dragonair in the lead, and Tonton has just been consistently leading this Shadow Dragonair. He loves this thing as a lead. And we're going to see the body slam coming through here against the Medicham. And we're going to see Nez pivot into the Noctowl. And Noctowl, although looking dapper with a hat, is met by a Powder Snow Shadow A9. Not the matchup Noctowl wants to see. This is a very convincing matchup for Shadow A9. Now, A9 can do one more Powder Snow after this before Noctowl would reach a Sky Attack, and Noctowl actually doesn't live the Weather Ball to begin with. So that is a knockout. A9 has double Weather Balls loaded here. Going to throw one here against the Medicham, and you kind of have to shield if you're Nez, which is really uncomfortable because you can't afford to let Altaria see this A9. Gonna go for the potential counter down and doesn't survive the Powder Snow. So now it's really Altaria against the world. And we're going to see Tonton come in with the Medicham and play out the one shield scenario. And here's the thing, is you're going to get off 2 Ice Punches before Altaria can get to 2 Sky Attacks. And that was a weird reaction from Nez. It almost looked like he didn't intend to shield. It almost looked like he didn't intend to shield and he like accidentally pressed the shields. But let's see if that changes anything. I mean, this is his last Pokemon, so he was going to have to shield 1 Ice Punch anyway, so it doesn't really affect things. Ice Punch coming through. Gonna just dish out some double super effective damage. The hard pivot into the Dragonair, and it gets to the body slam. And TontonBateusse going to secure game number 1 and take a 1-0 lead here in the EUIC Grand Finals. By the way, what's up, everybody? Those of you just tuning in. Oh, I like this. I like this shift in the beat. What's up, Katie? Katie, I saw you were just in Japan on Twitter. I hope you had a great time. Would I consider competing in a European Pogo Championship? For sure, man, for sure. Maybe next year I'll do it. We'll see. And here we go. Game number 2. Medicham into Altaria, and Tonton nodding his head. So that's interesting if he's nodding his head because this is what he wanted to see, or if he's nodding his head because, like, oh, good adjustment, this lead makes sense. But let us see how this plays out. Altaria already going to commit 1 Protect Shield. And we're going to see Nez going for the Sky Attack just the turn prior to that Ice Punch. Excellent timing. And a shield comes up from TontonBateusse. Ice Punch coming through. And now Nez already faced with a interesting decision. He elects to let the Ice Punch go through. And Altaria will be able to win the 1 shield scenario here, depending on how Tonton plays this. He's going to let it go. And with that Dragonair in the back, should be able to farm down here. Should be able to farm down. We see the... Oh, actually went for the Zard. And the immediate swap for Nez might cost him here. The immediate swap for Nez might cost him. Charizard going to elect to let this Ice Punch go through. Nez didn't want to allow the farm down. I mean, the farm down would have been brutal for Nez, but this alignment is also going to be brutal anyway. The Charizard is quite low. Blast Burn connects. I think you have to come in with Altaria if you're Nez, because this is not Mudshot downrange. Or maybe it is. Blast Burn coming through. This is resisted, but this would do so much damage to the Swampert, and Nez is going to be forced to shield it. All shields are down, and in comes the Dragonair. Your only hope at this point is maybe the bait and landing an Earthquake, but at this point in the game, shields are down for Swampert. Dragonair is going to town for Tonton. And this Dragonair, we see the catch actually. We see the catch onto the Altaria. Nez trying to pull a win condition out of thin air. But is this going to be enough? We see a full undercharge, still KOs. Can Swampert get to the Earthquake? It cannot. And even if it did, I believe the wing attacks from Charizard would have KO'd first before the Mudshots. So a very good game 2. And Mr. Tonton taking in the moment, taking a peek at the crowd, watching him go off, knowing he's one game away from potentially being your European International Champion. From the streets of Paris, France. What if I told you? I do like a documentary type thing. What if I told you that there was no limit to your success? What if I told you that the best there ever was came from Paris, France? What if I told you that a Shadow Dragonair would win the biggest tournament in Pokemon Go history? Mr. TontonBateusse trying to make that a reality, as he's one game away. And this is a tough hill to climb for Nez, because not only would he have to win 3 games in a row here, if he wins 3 games in a row here, he has to win another 3 games, because that would just reset the bracket. So this is a very steep hill for Nez to climb, and we have game 3 as Tonton catches a great lead. Medicham into Galarian Stunfisk. We see the safe swap Medicham, and it's countered by the Shadow Charizard. And this already looks like a difficult situation for Nez to climb out of. However, Tonton was a little bit slow on the swap. Gave Medicham about a 2 counter head start. So this is going to be interesting. We're seeing the Blast Burn, and Nez did get the CMP, so I would personally like to see a shield here. And that's what Nez is going to do. He's going to shield. He's going to get off this Ice Punch here. But here's the thing, is this Charizard might be able to fully wing attack down here and come out with a boatload of energy. 3, 4, 5, gets the wing attack down. Nez looks to the sky, maybe asking for some help from the Pogo gods, because right now this is a tough hill to climb. Goes for the catch of the potential Blast Burn, but Tonton with the patience gonna throw the Dragon Claws, and these are gonna do so much damage to Altaria, and he's actually gonna preserve the energy for later. Coming in with the Shadow Dragonair, gets the move, and now Nez is gonna have to expend a shield just to potentially get off this Sky Attack, and he knows he can't. He knows there's a Blast Burn on that Charizard. He can't commit the last shield. He has no choice. And we're going to see the Rock Slide get off just prior to the Aqua Tail. But there is still a very, very healthy Medicham who has not taken much damage. And I don't think the Blast Burn that is stored on Charizard is even going to be necessary to ignite the fire from the man that is TontonBateusse from France. He was the pick from his fellow French friend Amadine to win the whole thing before the tournament started. And is Amadine a psychic? Or is Tonton just the real deal? I think it's clearly more of the latter, as in convincing 3-0 fashion and a blast burn combo play to seal the deal, a look to the crowd, and swiping the bubbles. Overwhelmed with excitement, the emotion setting in, TontonBateusse is your European International Grand Champion, doing it in style, with a Shadow Dragon, a Shadow Charizard, and a very dominant performance, going undefeated in matches overall. And after the interview, I'll wrap things up.
International Championship, sorry.
What's up, Green Bee?
Grand winner, TontonBateusse.
Bedtime North Star, I understand. It's gonna be bedtime for me soon. Yeah, Tonton, let's go, dude. Tonton.
You can hear them all the French community is here.
That's awesome.
Tonton, do you have any word for them, because you have such a supportive community?
Just want to say, Frenchies, merci beaucoup d'être venus me supporter. Merci d'avoir été là. Et merci à tous ceux qui nous ont suivis aussi durant le strip de loi. Merci beaucoup pour votre soutien. Sans vous, je serais pas là.
I don't know what he said, but that sounded pretty cool.
He just say thank you for everything, like to my community. Thank you for all your support, because without you, I would never be there.
Je m'appelle.
So, Tonton, how do you feel now? Because you're the grand winner here. You just swept this BR3. I mean, during these 2 days, you only had 5 defeats.
Merci beaucoup.
So it's just an amazing performance. How do you feel about it?
I'm really excited for it. I'm really happy. Because my goal for this tournament was to bring Shadow Dragonair and Shadow Charizard together and bring it as far as I can, and I made it to the winner, to the top one. So just want to say to everyone, Shadow Dragonair is part of the meta. Play it! Play it! It's a good pick, even for GBL.
Okay, thank you for it. And obviously, I get that Shadow Dragonair is your most valuable player. I mean, it's your MVP. It's the best Pokemon of your team, all right? So, did you build your team around it?
Yeah, I built my team. I just put Shadow Dragonair and said, what can I put with it? So I'll build all my team around Dragonair. And yeah.
Maybe you want to switch in French if you want to, because I can translate as well, and we also have a translator here. So, okay, so you can just answer in French. It's not a problem. Don't worry. Calm down.
Okay. Sorry.
I feel like his English has been fine, though.
Oui, j'ai construit la team autour de Draco Shadow et j'ai fait toute la team autour de lui. Et je voulais aussi ramener Shadow Dracofeu pour te
Yeah,
montrer
everyone's
que
gonna start
c'est
running
vraiment
Shadow
good
Dragonair.
pick. Quand j'ai regardé la team, je me suis dit c'est celle-là que je devais ramener et qu'elle allait me porter vraiment loin dans le tournoi. Voilà.
So he said that yes, he completely built this team around the Shadow Dragonair, but he also wanted to bring the Shadow Charizard as well, because he just wanted to show you, to you, our trainers all around the world, that these Pokemons are completely good, even in Great Battle League, and he wanted to show you how far he can go with this team. So
Yeah,
he
the
was
poor
just
interpreter
amazed to
is
prove
just
that
standing
he was
there
completely right about
with
it.
Amadine kind of doing the job.
What about Japan, Tonton? Because, sorry, I will just say it in French at first and then I will translate in English. Du coup, Tonton, est-ce que au Japon, comment tu te sens pour aller au Japon? Est-ce que tu te sens prêt avec ta team et ton Draco Shadow? Tonton, do you feel ready for to go to Japan with your Shadow Dragonair?
Honnêtement, je pense, si la méta ne change pas beaucoup d'ici là, je pense que je ramènerai Draco Shadow.
Yeah, the poor translator.
Mais si ça change, je ne sais pas si je pourrais le ramener.
The poor translator should do like the Homer Simpson and just kind of like back away, I think.
So yes, of course, I'm ready to go to Japan with my Shadow Dragonair. I just hope the meta won't change that much, but I just hope I will be able to bring it once again, because it's definitely my favorite pick here. Thank you, Tonton, for your word. Congratulations again to be this champion of this European International Championship 2023.
Claps
and
for
don't
Tonton.
go anywhere, because we will be right back after a short break now.